weird. This is what happens when you go live, guys. This is what happens when you go live. All right, we already opened up the GLT mailbag, but we need to go back a little bit because we've got some movie news to cover first. This is stuff that is just breaking today, so let's go ahead and cover that movie news first.
What?
What?
Okay, let's talk about this movie news. All right. So first and foremost, in the movie news, there are a few interesting things that's going on. It was just reported on today. Now, David, I don't know how big of a Venture Brothers fan you are. Venture Brothers has been going on for 17 years. This show has been on the air for 17 years, and they were just in the process of, or rather the creators, Christopher McCullough was in the process of writing season 8. It's an interesting concept because, each season lasts 2 years on Adult Swim.
Right.
So he was in the process of writing season 8 when the news broke today on his Twitter page that the Venture Brothers television show has been canceled by Adult Swim. I know Venture Brothers was never one of those shows that was like super, it didn't mean a lot to me. There were a lot of friends from college, a lot of people like in the nerd geek sphere. If you're familiar with pop culture, you were definitely familiar with Venture Brothers. It was a parody of the old school Johnny Quest television show from the 60s and 70s. It had a hardcore following, and for those fans, this comes as a huge blow. David, have you heard of this? And what are your feelings on Venture Brothers being canceled?
It's like, I remember Venture Brothers, like when it came out, like I watched the first couple seasons and I really liked it, but then once I moved out of my parents' house and didn't have access to cable, I kind of just fell off. So if you had told me that Venture Brothers got canceled 10 years ago, I would have believed you. So I didn't even know if it was still going on. But it's a bummer because it's a good show, and I would like for it to keep going. And it's it sucks that they aren't able to keep it going, especially right now where they're canceling a lot of live-action TV shows and leaning more into animated shows because of COVID and everything. You'd think they would have kept it going. So
No, two questions for you. First of all, were you how big of a fan were you in this show? And two, do you think that one of the reasons for canceling the show is that, to your point, there's a lot more animated content being produced? Do you think that it was time? Do you think it kind of got played out a little bit and it kind of needed to end? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, probably. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I feel like I don't know how many other people are out there didn't know that Venture Brothers was still a show.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if most people don't even know your show is still on, it's probably time to
see, because
that's
kind of where I'm at. When I heard the news this morning, I was like, I guess it was still on. It's not on now, but I guess it was still on. It still had its fans. It doesn't hold to me in kind of the social consciousness of like a show like The Simpsons or Family Guy or even like Bob's Burgers doesn't have that long of a history behind it, but it's the kind of show that I can see enduring, maybe 20 years. Yeah. Venture Brothers is, in my opinion, better in concept than the longevity of it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, to your point, it didn't really catch me off guard. The only point that did catch me off guard is, wait, Venture Brothers is still on the air?
Right.
To your point, David, I think it's been played out a little bit. I think in the social consciousness, not a lot of people knew it was still on. And for those people that were, kind of hardcore fans of the show, still holding on hope, it is, it's saddening for them that the story doesn't get to come or reach its natural conclusion. But at the same time, it had a good run. It had a good run.
It's been almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's time for it to go.
So, they always can do the thing like they did with Buffy and stuff. We just release one more season just as a comic book. That works.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Anyway, guys, what do you think of the Venture Brothers being canceled? Jump on down to the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Did you know it was being canceled? Do you have some insider information? Was there news that I missed from like a week ago or a few days ago? Does this hurt your heart, or are you just kind of like, yeah, no, this sounds about right? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys.